Tomorrow, we will bear witness to the biggest upset in boxing history. It is going to be such a big, monumental moment in history. Not just boxing history, not just sports history, history itself. When you ask your parents or grandparents of where they were when JFK was shot, they will tell you where they were. These big history-defining events, when 9/11 happened, people that were alive back then, they can tell you where they were at when the Twin Towers collapsed. Tomorrow is going to be one of those defining days. Tomorrow, I will be telling the stories to my grandchildren of where I was when the problem child lands a giant overhand right on Anthony Joshua's chin and knocks him out cold and sends him to the fucking shadow realm. Oh my fucking God. I am manifesting this into existence. This is what I predict is going to happen. AJ, he's not taking this shit seriously. He's thinking this is going to be an easy payday, easiest money of his life. No. Jake Paul's legit. Jake Paul, he's going to come out. He's going to be dodging with his head movement. He's a small guy compared to AJ. And AJ, he's only been fighting these really big guys. And Usyk was like 6'3", and he was small compared to him. But Usyk, he was dodging all this stuff. Jake's going to even be smaller, 5'11". It's going to be hard to hit Jake. He's going to be moving around, hugging in the clinch. And then when AJ's going to get frustrated, he's going to make mistakes. And Paul is going to start countering his shots with the check hooks. And what I predict is going to be the finishing move. AJ comes in with an uppercut. It misses. And then Jake, bing, 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 bing. He's going to be swinging up. Bing, 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 bing. Down goes the British Adonis. Down goes Anthony Joshua. His entire legacy fucking tarnished. His entire career in the trash. He will retire from the sport forever. Never to show his face ever again due to the embarrassment, due to the shame, due to the inferiority. As we see the problem child standing stalwartly above his corpse. I'm telling you right now, man. And AJ, he's like a what, minus 1,200 favorite? That's not enough. That's not fucking enough, man. Let's look at Jake Paul's boxing history. All the way from where it started. And it actually didn't even start here. It started before the Gibson fight. When he fought Deji, KSI's brother, who is a genetic specimen himself, beats Deji, knocks him out, proceeds to go into the professional fights, fights Gib, the 7-figure Gibber himself, knocks him out in the first. Holy shit. People were saying that he was ducking Gib. I remember those days. People were clowning on Jake, saying he's ducking the 7-figure Gibber. Knocks him out in the first fucking round. And then the haters started moving the goalposts. Oh, well, you won't fight an athlete. He gets the fight booked with Nate Robinson, who is an athlete. Knocks him out in the second. Faceplant KO. Brutal KO. Good night, Irene, says Snoop Dogg. Then, the goalposts were moved even further. Sure, you can fight an athlete like Nate Robinson, but are you going to fight a combat sports athlete? And so, Jake Paul fights Ben Askren. Knocks him out in the first, makes it look easy. The goalposts were moved even further. Don't fight a wrestler, fight somebody that can throw hands. They get Tyron Woodley on board. First fight, close fight. Jake Paul edges it. Second fight, knocks Tyron Woodley out cold. Faceplant KO in the 6th round. One of the best knockouts I've ever seen. And then from there on, Anderson Silva, Tommy Fury, he beat Tommy Fury. He knocked him down. It was a 10-8 round. Should have gone to Paul. It was a split decision. Should have been split decision the other way. Jake Paul beat Tommy Fury. Don't care what anyone says. Nate Diaz, beats the shit out of Nate Diaz over 10 rounds. Fights some journeyman boxers, Andre August, Ryan Borland. This is where it's looking good, man. Beats Mike Perry. Beats Mike Tyson. Oh my God. And then beats Julio Cesar Chavez's son. And now he's going to beat Anthony fucking Joshua. Minus 1,200 favorite, my ass. I think I'm going to empty out my Roth IRA, my entire savings account, and I am putting it on a round 3 TKO for Jake fucking Paul. And I'm going to retire millionaire tomorrow. I've got 25,000 just sitting. That's my net worth. I'm not rich. 25,000, I'm just dumping it all into fucking Jake Paul. How much money does that give me? A lot. Like what, $500,000? 600,000? And I can retire. Go out, live in a cabin somewhere, and retire from ever having to worry about anything ever again, because I am putting my faith in the problem child. Now, height difference, size difference, let's be honest, it's not that much. Like, height doesn't matter in boxing. That's what overhands are for. Okay? Jake Paul's fists can reach Anthony Joshua's chin. 5'11 versus 6'6. You know what? This is like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was 5'11. And some of his opponents were 6'6. Like Jose Ribalta. Remember prime Mike Tyson versus that Cuban Jose Ribalta, Cuban Flash? Versus David Jaco? I know Mike Tyson's entire record, by the way. Same thing. Jake's going to be hitting the shots to the body. Bing! Body shot. Uppercut. Oh my God, it's going to be perfect. I don't know how AJ is going to answer that. I don't think he even has an answer to it. His chin is cooked. He's just coming off the brutal loss against Daniel Dubois. The 2 demoralizing losses against Alexander Usyk. Before that, brutally knocked out by a little 6-foot chubby Mexican and Andy Ruiz Jr. He was supposed to fight some guy named Cassius Chaney, I think. But then Jake Paul saved him because the fight with Tank Davis fell apart. What are the haters going to say when he knocks out Anthony Joshua on his ass? Are they going to give Jake Paul his props? And when that does inevitably happen, we have to look at the heavyweight rankings, because Jake Paul's name is going to be up here. He'll probably be number 2 or number 3. Can Jake Paul beat Usyk, Fabio Wardley, Caballel, Dubois, Murat Gassiev, who just had a brutal knockout against Kubrat Pulev? Is he going to be any of these guys? I think he can. Now, there's a name down here. Let me see if I can search for it. There's a guy named Riyad Murray, who's a decent heavyweight fighter. Now, I want you to know, Riyad Murray, how tall is he? 5'11". Who says that these 5'11", 5'10" heavyweights can't make it in this era, in the era of the giants? Riyad Murray proves us wrong. Jake Paul's going to prove us wrong. You know, 100 years ago, all the heavyweights were these like 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" white guys. And then all this nutrition and steroids start coming in. Big guys, nutrition, you know, making people taller. Now we've got these 6'6", 6'7" giants. Nah, we're bringing this shit back. We're bringing this shit back to the era of Rocky Marciano. Okay, and that's that. He beats Tony Yoka. Tony Yoka, 6'7" heavyweight. Jake Paul, he's listed as 6'1". He's not 6'1". Real celeb heights have him at 5'11". He's 5'11". Okay, and we have seen him stand next to other guys And it is verifiable that he's 5'11". And this website's legit. So that's the height factor. What about the weight factor? Anthony Joshua's like 25 pounds to 30 pounds heavier than Jake Paul. I don't think that's going to be a big factor because the more muscle mass, the more weight he's carrying, the faster that AJ's going to gas out. And Jake Paul's going to capitalize off of that. AJ's going to be there taking deep breaths while Jake Paul's piecing him up. Big giant combinations and combos. Bing, 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 bing. He's going to switch to southpaw. Learning from Terrence Crawford how to be a good switch hitter. Bing, bing, bing. Back to orthodox. Bing, bing, bing. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God, it's over. The referee stops the fight. Oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait and to see all the haters crying and coping. It's going to be amazing, man. It's going to be amazing. Tune in. I'm going to be streaming this fucking fight. I'm not going to be streaming the whole card because there's a lot of women fights that I don't care about, but I'm going to be streaming the main event. We're going to be watching this shit. And that's that. Subscribe to my channel if you want more high quality, in-depth breakdowns like these. We get a lot of combat sports predictions right, whether it's MMA or boxing. So subscribe, you motherfuckers. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.